about. Trying to figure out what it's all about. Existentialist. Am I worth anything or just discount? I don't know. I don't know.
That was great sounds of Watson with Outside on WNHHLP 103.5 FM New Haven. Myself, Prestige, with my partner in crime, Long Island raised, Elm City made, EZ BlueZ is in the building. EZ BlueZ, you're better with introductions more than me. Who do we have with us again on Behind the Brand? Go ahead, sir.
Cypress Hill comes to mind when I think of this man, because I too want to be a rock superstar. I want to live large with a big house, 5 cars. And this man does that through the music. Some people know him only as a producer. Some people know him only as a radio show host. Some people only know him as an MC, but we are blessed to know this man as family. So I want you to put your hands together. Not if you're driving. You keep your hands at 10 and 2 because we don't need any accidents. But mentally, put your hands together for the incredible, the stupendous, the absolutely redonkulous Kron Zilla. How you been, Zilla, man?
I need Dustin to introduce me every time I appear anywhere. He's like Paul Heyman to my Brock Lesnar. This man. I'm glad to be here.
We're always glad to have you. And, at any point in time, man, you need me to throw something down, you throw it on a record. I got you. We'll do that as an intro for your next record. I think he froze.
He froze a little bit. He was stunned by your introduction. He was stunned. Yeah. Actually, that's a good photo of Kron.
That's a phenomenal picture. It's a great side angle. I really like it.
Yeah.
There he is. He's back.
The internet wonky, but I hate it. But the love.
Internet's a struggle. It's a
internet
really
is a struggle. Internet is real.
It's a beautiful thing at the same time, but mentally you are having a boxing match. It's the most intense thing. We lost him. No. But Kron Zilla will be back with us.
We lost Kron Zilla. He'll be right back.
Kron Zilla did a lot, Easy. He really did. He did a lot these past 2 years.
Oh, no. He definitely has. He's been making the most of it. I also know that as he's continuing to put out stuff, there has been rumors of the BX Kron Zilla case that's going to be coming out soon with word I can't pronounce and word I won't pronounce, not word I can't pronounce.
Gotcha. That you can't say at all.
No, I just won't say. I'm sure there are people who will tell me that I'm allowed to say it. I'm still ain't gonna say it because no. You know what I mean? Because no. Some people like, you got a pass. I was like, I don't want that pass. No, you can have that pass back, sir. I'm good. I don't need that. I don't need that in my life.
What's a pass though? That's the thing.
And that's the pass. There are some people who swear, because they have, friends or whatnot, they have a pass to say that, but they don't really understand that they only have a pass with that like small collective group of people. And you're only allowed to be in that group of people. If you take that pass somewhere else, that pass turns into an epic fail. Let's be real. I don't
know whose internet it is, but I'm just with the fellas.
What's going on?
Glad to have you back, Zil.
Hey, man. Yeah, man. I'm just here trying to fellas, you know what I mean? Because I haven't spoken to you fellas virtually or in real time in quite a while. So
it's been some time.
I'm just trying to.
Well, since the last time we spoke, you actually did the tour for life. You opened for Ghostface. What was that experience like, man?
Yo, listen, bro. Ghostface is like one of my all-time favorites. Up there in like my Mount Rushmore, my list.
Your Mount Rushmore, okay,
bro. It absolutely a whole bunch. I loved it, and then he also brought Sheik Luch with him, which was definitely a plus because, I mean, let's be real, Sheik Luch is like one of those most improved player like dudes, like from the beginning of the likes you thought, like you didn't think much at the beginning, but you knew he could hold his own, but he really has maintained like a level of consistency that a lot of other rappers haven't. It was a great show. I didn't even, yeah, man, it was a great show.
No, it definitely was. I've heard some incredible things from it. Unfortunately, I was playing another show, and
Remember,
yeah.
the day before I performed, you were there the day before.
Yep, yeah. Schedules are getting crazy. Well, the one thing that I really want to talk about, because I don't think it's really highlighted that much here, the absolute history of hip hop that is ingrained in New Haven. Where you have the Cold Cut Brothers, came up through Bridgeport and New Haven. These guys are in the Smithsonian Museum. But then there are still people out there that don't necessarily give the shine that is necessary to Connecticut. Why do you feel that it's like that?
I feel like Connecticut hasn't had like the greatest promotional push as far as music and entertainment is concerned throughout the entire history of Connecticut. I don't believe like we could even go to like the recent people who have excelled from Connecticut. Like, what's my man named Avery Wilson from Hamden, Connecticut?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
who also had Jagged Edge before, but you don't necessarily relate them to Connecticut as much as you just relate them to music in general, because proverbially like a cloud over us. But I feel within the next couple of years, like the boon of indie music is gonna push a lot of that cloud away. So this is a temporary thing. We're literally talking about it in real time at the point of the turn of it. So yeah,
right.
You're starting to see more unity.
That's been, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm starting to see more people going beyond the limits of what they have been in the previous years, because like the level of output given by the boon of indie music and like the ease to put your stuff out and it's empowering a lot of people that wouldn't have had that previously, including myself.
We definitely been seeing it. One great thing I think you did during the pandemic, I have to say it was beat for beat. It was really good just seeing you more just online, you and just the whole Swank Mob, your collective, just going out there and just performing. And I really think it was really great just for New Haven culture in general, because everybody got a chance to see you, not just in Connecticut, just everywhere, because you were online. It was really a great following. And just you going back and forth and going with different producers and just exploring your talents and just going out there, a lot more people were seeing you. And that made me feel happy, how exhilarating that was, just knowing your art, your brand was going out more to more people. Kron, talk to me.
I love to compete. Whether we're doing beats, whether we rapping, even if we're playing video games or we're playing cards, whatever. I'm like a real big competitor. So that allowed me to feed into that, to sate that appetite. Unfortunately, we're not doing that with that brand right now, but I'm doing it. I'm still doing it, but that at that time in that pandemic, while you brought that point up, it gave me a great output at a time where I wasn't putting out music like as a rapper, or I wasn't being well known as an engineer or anything else. So that point in my life in the pandemic, you're right. That definitely, it meant a lot to me too. As much as it meant to you, it meant that much more to me.
You just see the light up the top of your head. Go ahead.
Well, no, it's so true. And what I loved about the show, and even the after show when you and Nunu would break down the battles and different things like that, was how engaged you all were with the audience themselves. And this was an audience that was continuing to come back week in and week out. You'd have the same conversations and sometimes the same arguments with the same folks, which got to build in those different type of directions, and that kind of gave you that fire that is so amazing to watch. Because I don't know if you know this, but there's this little shift right behind your eye that when it clicks on and it's game time, it's game time. And you know, and that's how I know if the verse is going to be ridiculous or the performance is going to be ridiculous. Because you'll stand on the stage, you go like this with the glass for a second, you put your head down, and when you pop up and you get that little kick in your eye, it's about to be fire. So understand that people got to see that on a wider scan level, which is amazing. And I love what you mentioned about, distro being so much easier now in the independent level, which does make it easier to put stuff out there. Now, on the counterpoint of that, though, once it becomes easier to put stuff out, there also becomes a lot more garbage that gets out there. You got to start to wade through it. You have the collective that is Swank Mob. Can you talk about how important it is to have that group of people around you so that you don't wind up that dude everybody laughs about that audition for American Idol? You know what I mean?
Allow me to introduce you to my no man. A lot of people have yes men in their group, but allow me to introduce you to my no man over here. He's a no man. You could be fire. He's gonna be like, that's all right.
Good.
My lady is a no lady.
Mm-hmm.
I run around with no men. Understand me. I run around with a group of no men. So my lyrics, my beat output, what I do is placed at a high tier because I run around with a group of like what's them two dudes, the hypocritics, and
yep.
what's that Jim Henson?
Mm-hmm. Jim Henson.
Jim Henson.
The hypocritic. Yeah, man. I run around with a whole bunch of them. So even when I'm doing good and I'm like, I know I'm good, they like, that's all right. Because they're accustomed to my great. So my great to me is I to them. So they looking for me to consistently top myself, meet the bar, or dominate the bar. So that's what I like. I run with a group of no men. A lot of artists can benefit from that. Get you a whole bunch of no men. Get you some no men.
Mm-hmm. It's really important because look, I will be honest, and we see it, through media and through pop music and pop culture in general. The people that surround themselves with yes men are the people that wind up faltering and falling. You need that soundboard to just give it back. That's one of the reasons why in a studio it's insulated, because you need that sound to bounce back at you perfectly. And you need those people around you that actually care about you. And so that sound can bounce off of them perfectly. And they can come be like, nah, that's not it. Or, yo, you're on to something. I found more, one of the most phenomenal pop music producers, Rick Rubin, when he recorded with Metallica, he actually stopped showing up to the recording sessions and sent a cardboard cutout of himself with the arms folded and written underneath said, impress me. But that pushed them to go harder. Like, can you imagine that? Can you imagine you have one of the best producers in the world supervising your record, and he like stopped you've made him so uninterested he stopped showing up. So now you got to do something to make him come to the table. And I think that's what we as artists need to continue to do, because that's what we need to do with that listener. We need to give them a reason to thumb through all that other nonsense that's out there, weed through the garbage, and give them something to listen to. That's something that's always been big, and especially in the textures of the beats you produce. You always give them that little something extra, and I want to give you flowers for that.
I need all of the guys that like me to stop listening to everything else. Listen to me. I'm the czar now. And I need my peoples around me, for whatever reason that they have, to think that what I'm doing is inferior, to tell me why it is and what I need to do to make it ultimately dominant over everything else that I'm listening to, or that everybody else is listening to, more specifically. I love the fact that I relish in the fact, and also am like mad at the fact that I'm in the state that I am. I like it and I hate it. It's a love-hate relationship, because it allows me more room to be better. But at the same time, I'm no dummy. I understand that I'm an elder and I don't have much time, but I'm still able to put out music in a high frequency. So while I would like, I just want to be better, and I just
Right.
everything that associates with progress is what I'm on.
Well, I love the fact that you mentioned the elder aspect of it because actually when we had Phil Blunt on the show, he talked about kind of how that's a myth because
he made me take myself serious. Phil Blunt, the person that made me take myself serious as an artist. Put that up here, document that. That's a fact.
Definitely. It's in the notes. It's in the notes. In the notes of the He-Man club we got going on here right now. But Phil Blunt also did say that he's making the music that the people that are actually in charge are listening to. That's the music that they're a fan of because they're going through grown people issues.
Right.
Ageism has been something in the entertainment field for a super long time. But there's no reason why we celebrate Tony Bennett for going and doing it at 80 years, but we're going to try to make it harder on Kron Zilla for trying to crack it in at the late age of 33.
We not because hip hop has just reached an age where people my age can be accepted because hip hop's not older than I am. It's not much older than I am. Like what? It's like what 6-7 years more older than I am.
Right.
It's just at the point where I can be accepted because it's still accepted. If it can be that old, why can't I be that old and still do it?
Exactly.
Because I'm still good. Where do we equate age with ability? This isn't physical. This is mental, and this is more like a mental and a respiratory thing. It's more like seriously. So where do we equate age with the fact that listen, your name is Easy Blues. You know for a fact that in the blues genre, they don't give credit to young people. You gotta come in here with some stripes. You gotta come in with XP. You gotta come in with some type of nature like I've been here before. I'm familiar with the territory. This genre is not really built for young folk, even though they are celebrated. Only reason young folk are celebrated in rap music is because Whitney Houston told you that children are the future. And it's a fact. She didn't but she didn't mean that don't listen to the elders. Don't listen to the people who've been through what you've been through. We're the ones that got something to talk about.
Well, and I want to put a little bit of a spin on that too. You want to know what else it is? Young people don't read contracts. Old people do. No one wants to mess with someone older because you're going to look at that contract and you're going to realize that you really got nothing from dealing with that credit card loan that was a record label. They can't take advantage of you when you're older. Let's be real.
That's why most older people are coming in because we know better. Because we know you're right, I'm right. Listen, two people can be right. We're right.
We're right. No, 100%. And that's a big thing with the new evolution of the industry and it being more online now and easier for distribution. We now have those opportunities. Plus, I mean, look, going through that pandemic, we all took a big look at our lives. And we're like, yeah, we were miserable before. We were miserable in not creating art. Now we can at least be miserable, but have that art outlet and make sure that we're doing that for our souls and for our mental health. The mental health journey is a big thing. We just did the Tour for Life. All of that actually is for suicide prevention and mental health. Share what you want to share, but how much of that is personal in your journey as well?
Listen, we all are mentally imperfect. There is no normality. What we call normal is just what we consider tolerable. There is no normal. We all messed up. And the way that we accept that, the moment that we can proceed as people, period, all together. But the Tour for Life thing means a lot to me because I suffer like everybody else suffers. Like I'm not. We all have much to be desired in levels to elevate. And I know I got my points too where I'm low. I be in dark points. I tell my people my team just went through something recently where I had to tell a team member that, listen, I'm a man that you can talk to in your time of darkness. Like I have an open ear and an empty cup with ice in it if you want to listen and you want to talk and be heard. Right. You know?
I know. I want to be heard on WNHHLP 103.5 FM New Haven. Myself, Prestige, with my partner in crime, Long Island Rays, Elm City, May. EZ BlueZ is in the building. Kron Zilla is with us on Behind the Brand. Kron, what made you realize that you can make great beats? I've seen you made a beat in 3 minutes.
Yes,
what made you realize that you got it?
Listen, it was a person near and dear to me way back. His name is Troy Porter. We used to call him Tragic, the MC.
Wow.
He told me a long time ago, it was about like 1992. He was like, yo, you are crazy with it. You got to stop doing so much and let the music breathe and rap. Because he understood the rapper first, and then I was making beats for the whole crew. When you're doing your project, you got to dictate verbally more than production-wise, because I do a lot sometimes. So he made me chill out and put the bars first. And after that, where we are now, my beats are leading and my bars aren't. So we're at a turning point. We're at a turning point because I still hear his voice in the back of my, you know.
It's good though.
It goes on. It goes on.
That's good though, right?
Absolutely. Right. It's all motivation and progress, man. I just want to be better. I just want to be better. I just want my team to be better. You know, Swank is the mob. It is what it
is. I feel with Swank Mob, it's like a unit. It's like militarized. Like a unit or like a football team. And like it's funny.
No, militarized is right.
Militarized is right. I had it right the first time. I got you.
Militarized. This guy, my no man over here in red.
Yeah.
I got the no man over here in red. He like, you ever watch Full Metal Jacket?
I have. One of my favorite movies.
Private Joker. Exactly. You guys, you know the scenes. You're my guys. Y'all watch movies, you know the scene.
Yeah.
It's so funny because like before everybody performs, you just huddle. And it's like one person goes in one section, another person goes into another, two people fall back. It's so synchronized. It's crazy when it just
comes flying
to performance. Yeah, football. It really is.
It's football, but it's rap.
Yeah.
We're all chess pieces. We're all chess pieces on the board, just like football, because we're human, but we move in a certain type of unison. It's football. John Harbaugh, the Ravens.
Don't go there.
No, we go in there. We go in there right there in the second half of this.
I'm a little bit torn up this season. We're not like the Eagles, which is my God.
Yeah,
I'm a little bit torn up. I'm mentally broken right now. I've been mentally broken all football season, so I'm a little bit choked up. So I lost what to say, but I'm gonna pass it to my friend EZ BlueZ. He's gonna tell you what's next. Because I'm a little bit choked up.
I thought I would see you in this very room on one of our rivalries. I don't know why you scared to see me. It's all love here. It's all love here. Nunu's gonna cook grandest meal when you come over because we love you. Like, I don't
There
understand.
you go.
And Dustin's invited. Easy Blues is invited, bro. Like, I don't
Well,
know
no,
why.
here's the thing. You
My guy,
remember, Pete works a lot, though. Pete works a lot. That's the big thing. You know, Prestige has difficulty getting out so much because he works like 19 jobs. You know what I'm saying? So like, we got to give it a little bit of relax. He works his butt off. He is right now the hardest working man in entertainment. He stole that from James Brown. Let's be real.
But this is let's just be real on this one. You can make time for everybody. Zilla does have,
and you are, and you're getting there.
You can make time for everybody. You don't have to go a huge span of months. He's not talking about every day, every single moment, every minute. You can make time every day.
Right.
So he does have a point. He's been making this point for quite some time now, and I don't blame him. He's valid.
Both of you.
It's a valid point. It's a valid point. It's a valid point. It's a valid point. All right. I'm just trying to help, you know.
I get you, and I get you on that. But this is not about my time.
Not about you. Not about your busy schedule. Not about you being the hardest working man in sports and entertainment.
It's about another hardworking person we know who's to the bottom of us. His name is Kron Zilla.
Exactly. Well, you got.
I'm saying, like, anytime you want to make yourself seen, my door's open.
Awesome.
I appreciate that.
Well, talk about, you know, wanting to make things seen. You got a couple of projects in the works. 2023 is going to be what, a double release for you or a triple release?
In 2023, I want to either release the day after tomorrow, which is a project that I'm romancing, which would be a follow-up of the Coming Storm that I put out last year, or I either want to do the Mike Bison project, which is another project that I'm romancing. But the Swank Mob project definitely has to come out in 2020.
Right.
The group definitely has to come out, because the way that I envision it coming out is way too easy for us to do without problems. It's way too easy for us to do without problems. Like, imagine this. I'm on your show. Here I am spilling the beans. I'm clumsy. I'm spilling them. Like, right here. Imagine Swank Mob comes out, right? First project comes out. 12 tracks. Four of them are vocals, 4 of them are songs, 8 of them are beats. You get 4 beats at the beginning, four songs in the middle, 4 beats at the end. You good.
Okay.
Project comes out, it's 12 tracks again, but it's in reverse. You get 8 songs, 4 beats. And we're going to do this every season. And we're going to do it every season because it's that easy. Because it's only in bars and it's a whole bunch of us. And it's literally that easy.
Yeah.
Right?
You know, and no, it really is. And actually, it makes complete and total sense when looking at the way the industry is evolving right now. Right now, any piece anyone drops, you have a 3-month lifespan. That's what you have. You drop it, and for 3 months to that date, you know, push what you need to push marketing wise. But at the end of the 90 days into that, you know, interest is going to drop unless it's something that sparks and goes viral. You know, so having something that's hitting every season, you're constantly keeping yourself in that beautiful arc. Was it a seasonal thing? Did it have to do with y'all being a certain astrological sign, or was this a business decision that you came up with it?
It was like an ease of the fact it's a whole bunch of us and we all make beats. We can rhyme, and I can say, yo, send me a verse. Come over to the crib, drop this verse, or I'm gonna send you this verse with the beat and everything. Just drop your 16 right here or whatever, and have that done in a constant frequency. If we can constantly do that, we can do all of that every season. It's not hard.
Right.
It's not, because it's not necessarily I'm dropping a solo project, BX is dropping a solo project, Eastwood, Nunu, you know what I mean? What have you? Like, it's not dropping solo projects. It's us as a group collabing and saying, yo, I got this song. This is fire. I put it towards the project. Yo, I got this beat. It's lit. And doing that every 3 months.
Yeah. And then even, you know, talking about like doing the solo stuff in the span of those 3 months, say about a month and a half, if one of you drops the single, that's just like one of y'all, that's going to help that as well. So you're continuing this amazing Fibonacci sequence that really does break down into that perfect algorithm.
Like the Oros. Like
exactly. See, look at that. But this is something that I really think I'd love to see from you guys. I want it. You know me, man. I want to see you guys push beyond success. I want you to shoot for the stars and land on the moon. You know.
Likewise. But like, where my Shane Penguin hat?
He went out the room. There you go. Got the red. Oh, you got the red and black. That's dope. There you go. Nice.
That's dope.
But
that's dope.
This is what's really like super important with CT and the New Haven scene and everything like that. Like, this isn't performative. This is us from hanging out a bunch of times, from doing shows that did good, did okay, did poorly, but still having that same sort of camaraderie and understanding that, you know, I love that you guys brought it up as a militarized aspect of it, but we are in the trenches, you know, and depending on whether it be because of the pandemic or because people, you know, it's getting a little bit colder, or, you know, the news is telling ABC and another news is saying XYZ, a lot of people don't necessarily go out as much. One of the things that Prestige and I loved to do pre-pandemic would do these multi-genre type of shows. And we're hoping that in 2023 and 2024, we can kind of get back to doing that and back to getting a little bit crazy and having a grand old time. When you guys are putting together like a performance, you know, obviously you have your time constraint as per your set time and different things like that. But do you guys kind of do like a competition to see which, because let's be honest, there's 375 members of Swank Mob. You know, do you guys have like a battle royale to see who's going to actually be in the performance, or you guys go over it kind of like a single practice and see who's feeling it that day and who's the most hungry? How do you go about how you line up for performance?
I'll be honest with you. The way that you said it, I feel like from now on it should be like that. The way that you said it, I feel like it should be. You want to be in this performance, bro? Spit your hardest bars and put them up against his hardest bars. Let's see who is deserving. Gauntlet, like throw the gloves down. What it is, like, I like that. I like that. I'm about that life, actually, wholeheartedly. But how it normally is due to the fact that like showbiz is still biz. It's a business.
Right.
They come to us and they be like, listen, it's X amount of dollars for this slot. And I say, okay. And I see that, and I come back to the Swank Mob and I'm like, yo, I want to do this show. Whoever want to do this with me, let me know. And then we're gonna go in financially on this show, because there's always songs that me and them are on together. That me and them, we're all on each other's song.
Right.
It's just on who's gonna pay, who's gonna jump in and say, I'm gonna show up and I'm gonna pay my part for this to be in this show.
Right.
It's all on that, and who wants to perform.
Right.
That,
well, and I love that you're being honest about that, because that is something that is very real in our industry, where there is a pay for play type of dynamic.
We about to do the CL Smooth show, bro. Dude said 200. I said, all right. I put up the whole 200, and I went to the Swank Mob. I said, yo, I already put it up. It is on. Right. Whoever want to just put parts in, and then we're gonna do the show. It's gonna be 4 of us on this show. Three other I want in, and we're in there. It's 50. So that's $50 a person.
Right.
It's not rocket science. It's not rocket science. It's regular business.
Right. and it also makes sure that like there's a lot to be said for having skin in the game. With them having that investment into that set, now it's not just like, oh, I'm gonna show up because I got the show. It is what it is. I'll show up when I feel like showing up. No, this is a job. Like it's kind of like when you go to college. You might not pay attention kindergarten through 12th grade because you ain't paying for it. That minute you got to pay for that first course, man. That's the time when stuff gets real, and you start to really think about your decisions. So I love that for you guys.
Big fact. That's what I'm saying, because I know if you put your money into it, you must be at least quasi serious about what's going on
Mm-hmm.
before you. So you're gonna come in, you're gonna at least give it an honest day's work effort. And
Right.
that's what I'm looking for. If you could give it your honest day's work effort as far as like within my teammates within the group, I'm happy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy.
Word.
Let's go up here, have some fun, drunk, and spit some bars. It's fine.
Word.
Do it.
Yeah.
How was the experience in Maine performing? What's that like?
I'm sorry. And where?
Maine.
And
I remember you performed in Maine.
yeah, listen. Now, let me move. Let me get comfortable.
Uh-oh.
Let me talk. It was one point we were out. Was that in Maine or was that in Rhode Island?
I think you were way up there.
We went to the spot down the street at the corner of the spot,
Right.
and we went down there to eat. It was a diner at the end of the block. We went to eat, and it was one group of people that came in there. One person had a MAGA hat. He was looking at us real crazy because there was a whole bunch of melanated people, particular point, and it was us. And he was looking all crazy with his family, and he turned his hat back really quick as soon as he noticed, like,
yeah.
But we weren't there for aggression.
Right.
We're out of town. It is what it is, but it was a really, it was really like a sobering touch of reality to be out there and see that happen. But that took nothing away from the show that happened that night, because we killed it.
Right.
We killed that show. That's in the top 10 of all shows I've done. I've been doing shows for half my life. That we killed that show.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, out of town shows, I might take my shirt off.
Ooh.
You might get the belly. You might get some belly. And I ain't talking about DMX and Nas. You might get some belly.
Well, no, it's really interesting, and I love how you guys were able to bring that up. There's a lot to be said for getting out of your state, and there's a lot to be said about playing different places, because, yeah, out here, there's a lot of music that goes on a lot of the time. So the market is rather saturated, but you can go play, in a spot in Maine that doesn't necessarily get an acting even every week. So now they're a little bit more hungry for it, and you're getting those rock star moments when some of these people don't even know a single word of what you're spitting. And then you get to go back there the next year, and they've done the research, you get to put everything up on your DistroKid or your Bandcamp, and this is how you start to build your brand and how you start to grow consistently, constantly putting out content, whether it be through social media or whether it be through your distribution as per the music itself, or the stuff you were doing with Behind the Brand. I personally would love you. I would love you and Nunu to start breaking down like independent records. Like, you've got Fifi Friday that happens for Bandcamp, every first Friday of the month. Before that Saturday before, if you have the time, you and Nunu take a look at some like of the local acts that are on Bandcamp, and like do a little review show of that, and put up the Bandcamp links, because that's going to help continuously grow. And that's something that your chemistry is obviously, you guys are married in the whole 9 yards, but really from a host point of view, your chemistry is absolutely incredible. And when you both talk, not at the same time because it gets confusing. But when you both talk, people are listening. So I would love, we'll talk more after the show, but I would love to pitch you guys and kind of help you in that type of direction, because I think your guys' opinions are ones that people have learned to really depend on. And since you guys aren't doing the breakdown shows,
we've been saying, why don't you call me more? Don't you have my phone number?
I don't.
We're about to fix it tonight.
That's very surprising as I hear
it.
this on WNHHLP 103.5 FM New Haven, myself, Prestige, and my partner in crime. You know what? It's growing on me, the shirt. I like the little NWO Shane Penguin shirt. It's growing on me.
And it's in the Blue World order.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. It is tough. It is tough. You
and for
right.
emotional support, Penguin.
Kron Zilla is with us on Behind the Brand. Easy Boost, continue.
Well, I really think, you guys should be doing that because, people are listening, and I think that, it was something that you really learned from doing those after shows. And I think you guys breaking down, say Phil Blunt's latest, release, or, even breaking down some of the stuff that came through the Swank Mob. This is going to continue to not only elevate you, but elevate other artists around you. And this is how we rise. Okay. When the tide rises, all boats rise. And we need to start trying to rise the tide instead of just rising our boats. And I'm here for it. So we're gonna rectify the telephone aspect of it. We're gonna start talking on a regular basis, and we're gonna move forward, and we're gonna grow.
Yeah, and also anytime you wanna pop up, bro, you got me.
All right.
Got me.
Sounds like a plan.
Same with plan. Though he's a Steelers fan, but same with Preston.
But you want to know something? At least he ain't a Bobby Fish fan.
That's a fact. That's a bum Bobby Fish.
Uh-huh.
For the people who don't know Bobby Fish, we went to a wrestling show, all three of us, and with other people as well too. And this is wrestler that Kron Zilla does not like at all. His name is Bobby Fish, and every time he came out, it was the funniest thing. He just yelled, "Bum
ass Bobby Fish!"
It just yelled it, and then
I
kind of figured if you would have yelled it loud enough, he would have started an own chant. It would have been something. It would have made sense.
Time I'm gonna yell it. Anytime that you invite me to go and he's there, it's on.
We're gonna start the chant. We're gonna be like the bum ass Bobby.
I'm with it. I'm with all of that. The next time y'all go to any wrestling event, invite me. I'm going. Matter of fact, Preston, I'm gonna pay for your ticket because I owe you.
Okay, that's fair.
Okay. All right. Word. So you've got these newer projects that are coming through. You got the year that's coming out. You want to try to do, one joint thing per season. I think that's incredible aspect of it. But what's the next evolution? I've heard some rumbles and I've heard some things in the waves of life. Is there anything you wanna drop right now? And they're like, maybe you're coming back to something, or maybe you're not. I don't know.
Lately, I just been frisky because the Beat for Beat thing ended, and then I jumped in Who Want the Smoke League, and I was like, am I gonna be a producer first more than a rapper? But then like the next day happens, and then I'm like, yo, I got this fire 8 bars that go after these fire 4 bars that I wrote like 3 weeks earlier, and then I want to put this out. I like, it's on me. It's really me. I gotta focus because everybody around me is still creating. Like everybody in the job is still creating at a significant level. I just gotta rally the troops and say, hey, what you got? Let's put it out.
No, definitely. And the other thing that I want the artists that are
me solo wise, anything.
No. Well, and the other thing though is something that the artists that are listening right now, you're very easy to talk to, and you're not hard to get in touch with about whatever. I was able to send you some samples of my youngest, who at the time was 12, starting to get into some beat making stuff. And you both came back with incredible notes. And he did totally say you both can use whatever you need to use and make what you need to make. Just, say this came through a little easy. And that's what he wants to go by, apparently.
Let's go, man! Yes! Yes!
Kron Zilla, for someone who wants to start out, what programs do you recommend? Computer programs you recommend for producers? I'm
gonna still recommend the program I've always stood by ever since you know me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna recommend Reason. We are in Reason 12 right now. If you make beats or rap, this is the program because it comes with more sounds than any other program out the box without buying the update and the extra suite and all of that. It comes with a lot of sound. And then you can record into it off the muscle. It comes with an SSL mixer. And if you're not familiar with the SSL mixer, it's the same mixing board that when you see Dre and he in front of that board that go across the whole room, that's the SSL board. That's what that is. It comes digital with that standard. So if you're gonna just jump into it and find the DAW, that's one of the main ones that I would recommend because it's easy to learn, and you can also use it as a VST inside of FL Studio because a lot of people are also hardwired or grandfathered into FL as far as the producing landscape in hip hop. Right. They're grandfathered into it because they don't know like, well, you can go through Pro Tools and use this third party and this, that, and third. They only know FL. But now Reason works as a VST inside of FL. So you can work your whole joint in the Reason, and then another dude that has both like Reason and FL be like, okay, send it to me. And then you send it to them, the VST, and they can just finish it on FL or vice versa.
Right.
It's awesome. It's like cross-platforming when you're playing video games. It's awesome. Yeah, literally.
Tell me the importance of a producer. Tell me why it's more than just making beats.
A producer is important because one thing you got to understand is outside of just making beats, the aspect of music is producer driven because how far you think you're going to go a cappella? Like, listen, think how far you thought you would be a musician to this or whatever expectation, but how far do you think you would go without production?
Right.
How far do you think you would go with just your voice and no music behind it? Like, it's a big, it's really big. More than often, 98% of the time you listen to music in whatever genre that you choose, you hear the music first and last and in the middle. It's everywhere. It's the bread on it's bread on a triple decker sandwich. It's at the beginning, it's in the middle, it's at the end. It matters. Like black people, it matters. Black lives matter.
Yeah.
No, not lives. Oh wait, Black love matters.
Oh, there you go. There you go. I love that.
Black love matters.
Unfortunately, we're reaching almost the end to this broadcast, but please tell our audience.
We got our points across.
We got points across. We did. But just give any advice to anybody who wants to go on a similar path you took. And please, this is the time, always at the end of our show, where our guest plugs anything coming up and their social media. Go right ahead.
Hey, listen, it's on me, right?
On you.
Yep.
Hey, listen, follow me on Facebook. I'm on Facebook as Zillaman. I'm on Instagram as Zillaman Beats. I'm on Twitter as Zillaman203. Yeah, you got it. You got all three, whichever one you like. You know what I mean? Look me up on Spotify. I'm Kron Zilla. Swank Mob is about to drop some projects on all streaming platforms. So look out for us, just like you look out for me. And look out for Easy Blues and Shane Penguin. The ESP merchandise is out right now. You see him rocking it right there. Go get you some. You see me rocking the hat. You see him rocking the hat. Go get you some. Go get you some Zilla Man beats. If you don't have a producer of your own, come see the Swank Mob, BX, Kron Zilla, Nunu Do, Young Reese, Fireman. It's a whole bunch of us. Take your pick. We are not hard to find.
Not at all.
See me Sunday. State House, downtown New Haven. I'm opening up for CL.
Yeah.
Definitely. Did Preston freeze?
You guys froze for a second.
Oh.
I was in like a little matrix, like your head moved like a little bit, and then Kron smiled, and I'm like, oh my God, am I in like a little crazy world right now? But you know, it's Wi-Fi battles. But oh Lord, here we go again. Well, it's that time. Behind the brand, WNHH LP 103.5 FM New Haven. Let me just end this right now before the Wi-Fi guys just kick me off. Kron Zilla, it's always a great time. I got to see you face to face. And on WNHH LP 103.5 FM New Haven.
Raven versus Steelers. Preston, come by.
Swing. Ayy. 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 Zill. Wifey in the front, my life in the back of that U-Haul truck, see I remember that. Slept on the air mattress till it went flat. Couldn't get a patch from dudes, man, where was y'all at? Hear them say that they be with you to the end, but tribulation showed me you were just playing pretend. Brothers in the loop, we was grinding for the wealth. When them L's came around, no, I took them by myself. No pillow talking when you lay it down. She smashed another dude and share your story with a clown. Have you looking crazy when you slided through the town? So all I get to know me for me, since I ain't around. Had to tighten my belt cause time is hard. They eating, licking their fingers while I starve. All these fights to live, I had mad bouts. Winding in out my life like a trap house. Tight circle, no room for extras. Road get rough, you might not like the texture. Watch these clowns down to their body gestures. Something gon' pop off, you feel the pressure. Dudes thugging on me, did you come through though? Wife bugging on me, did you come through though? Ribs touching on me, did you come through though? So when I boss up, who the f is you though? They wasn't with me shooting in the gym, skin niggas gon' try to stand with me when I win. I'm trying to get right, don't make a Zilla sin. Where you got me puffed up, I don't know where to begin. Let me see. Well, where was dudes at when I was broke? Where? How about when dudes was coming from my throat? Where was you? Did you come through when I was crushing on you? Nope. Left me on scene while some lame was touching on you? Did dudes come around when I was stranded? Now all of a sudden my camaraderie is demanded. Why? I don't ride like that, I hopped on the transit before I'm sitting shotgun with snakes, damn it. Got a couple inners with me, that's the chinks part. Target on my back, they wanna sink a dart. Well, them leeches wanna hang from my coattail. It's cold shoulder for you jokers on wholesale. Thought I was down with the BS. Gotta school you now, ain't no more recess. Small roster, but my team is the best. Progress got all the haters depressed. Dudes thugging on me, did you come through though? Wifey bugging on me, did you come through though? Ribs touching on me, did you come through though? So when I boss up, who the f is you though? Hey.